We discuss, we argue, and sometimes we may go a bit off tangent. It's the Grumpy Beards Podcast. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Grumpy Beards Podcast. My name's Sugoi Kuma, and with me is my host, Aniki. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. A little upset what we're going to start talking about. I don't go right into it, but looking at this list, there's definitely things that I'm like, no.
Yeah. Before we get started, this may or may not be a full episode. We don't know yet. This is actually our schedule. We're actually recording on a Thursday right now. Our regular scheduled day, on our off week, our regular scheduled day is not till next Wednesday. So today's the 22nd. Today we normally do a anime movie night, and I guess a lot of people either forgot. I don't know. They forgot about us. We didn't. This is our second one, and we didn't properly put the notice out like, hey, it is going to be this Thursday. So it was kind of all last minute. So while we were sitting in chat, seeing who was going to join, I ran across a certain list by IGN that got us so worked up. We're like, at first we were just going to pick a movie to watch, and just between us two, possibly a third person. And we're like, you know what? We need to record right now because of this list. So by the time this releases, you will probably have seen IGN's top 25 best anime of all time. Now, for the listeners and viewers at home, take a moment and just kind of, which you probably already have, and start thinking of what you would put as your top 25 anime. We've talked extensively about anime in the past. We've mentioned did we do our top 5 or top 10?
I think we did top 10.
Top 10? I can't remember what I put on my top 10, but I know I've said it many times. Fooly Cooly is my number one all time. I've mentioned how much I love One Piece, the manga. I've finally started watching the anime. I'm a tenth of the way there.
Right, that's 100 then?
Mm-hmm. 120 or so, around there.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Yeah. I took a little pause to watch Cobra Kai.
I still need to catch up on Cobra Kai.
Oh, so good. Cheesy, but so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, Fooly Cooly for sure is my number one of all time. I love Zoids. I don't know if I put him top 10, but I love Zoids. Violet Evergarden would be up there. The Melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya. What else?
God. Yeah, that you just mentioned that, and that even makes me more upset.
Spoilers. It's not on the IGNs list. Sir, what would be your, just name off 3 that would be in your top 25?
My top two, okay. Gurren Lagann.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. Like when we did our top 10, that was my number one. Evangelion, that's definitely one of my top ones, and as you see on the screen, it is on their top 25. I don't agree on what spot it has. And my other favorite would have to be I would say it's, and I said the same on the podcast we did, Love Hina.
Yes.
Because it was one of the original harems. So that and Tenchi Muyo definitely.
Tenchi Muyo. When you mentioned it earlier, I'm like, I wanna rewatch it. I want to rewatch it. The movies. I hope to add it to our list, to our wheel. I'm trying to find my notebook.
There's plenty of movies in there.
Because I thought I still had my list. It's not a notebook. Ever since I moved out of the closet, came out of the closet, y'all.
Yeah, came out of the closet.
I can't find.
Things. But those kind of, like, those animes are, for me, that's top 25.
Yep. So how should we go about this? Should we just read their list off? You already have pulled up. Should we just?
I think we go through the list and just I guess we should go through the list and then give give our opinions on it.
All right, sir. So I guess just start scrolling through since you're the
Yeah.
one.
So
We're on your screen. So top 25 best anime of all time, brought to you
all
by
right, so
IGN.
IGN.
By the way,
Yeah.
IGN, if y'all are hiring, need a spot, bring your boy on. As a content creator, I wouldn't mind. Before we start trashing y'all's list.
What the hell?
They're 20. Their
Not a
number
very good
25 was Haikyuu.
So I
You know,
personally haven't watched it, but I mean, I don't know if it's top 25 material, but I know it's highly popular, and it's came in in the last 10 years or last 5 years.
I want to say it's probably the last 8 years, something
8
like
years,
that.
right?
So
And it's still an anime that I see cosplayed heavily at every convention that I've been to, and so I mean, no hate on it. I wouldn't put it on top 25 though, but no real hate for it. Hate for it took a spot for someone else. Next one, sir.
yeah,
Next one.
yeah. So like for me, Haikyuu, I do know that it is considered one of, if not the best, portrayal of an sports
Okay.
anime.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I probably. I again, just like you, I haven't watched the whole anime. I read some of the manga, but if you're talking a sports anime, I really don't know if this would be the. Fuck, I forgot the name of the anime right now. I was just thinking about it. The skating one with Victor. Um, Love Yuri or
Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on
Yeah,
Ice,
Yuri
yeah.
on Ice. Yeah, because I've heard from that one that it also it's a very faithful portrayal of ice skating.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know whether it would be it should be that. Next, number 24, Trigun.
Why is it number 24?
Why is it so low?
Exactly. So we could be biased because we grew up with it,
Yeah,
but there's a lot of anime from our time that we would not put on a top 25 list. But Trigun, I don't know. I feel like it was one of those top tier anime from back then that helped that helped the movement. It wasn't big three, but it's still it was part of that generation that helped really popularize anime here in the States. And that aside, I mean, it was a great story. The animation style, it was like right between in that animation style in between like the 90s and early 2000s, where it started shifting to a more what you see the more modern styles of anime, but it still had that heavily 90s feel.
Yeah, and I think it, like with IGN's, and I think we probably should have talked about IGN's. Uh, what was it? How they were
Oh yeah,
categorized in the anime.
yeah. Let's read this. Picking just 25 titles for this list of best anime was really difficult, but our team of experts eventually came up with the top titles. We took several things into consideration when choosing our 25. Did the anime leave its mark on the culture in a meaningful way? Did it influence the industry and genre? And of course, did we just like them? Read on or swipe to the slideshow for IGN's picks for the 25 best anime series, or watch our video on the top 10 above, and be sure to let us know in the comments what your favorites are.
Yeah, and I do think, like you're saying, Trigun definitely left this mark.
Oh,
And especially especially it's one of the iconic I think characters, Vash, like the what was it, the $1 billion, or was it $double bounty
mm-hmm.
that he had on him? Yeah,
60 billion
and
double-dollar bounty.
yeah, 60 billion $double bounty. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it was it was funny, full of action, it would take very serious tones as the
yeah,
story progressed. It had a bit of everything. It was very good, and you know she'd be upset if I didn't mention it. My wife, one of my wife's favorite characters of all time, is in it, so she's kind of biased towards it, and she'd put it up there. Like, she'd probably put it top 10.
Yeah. I think this one definitely belongs in the top 25. I don't think it should be 24 though.
No, not at all.
All right, so number 20.
Speaking of shouldn't be so low, number 23, Dragon Ball Z.
My favorite, right? My favorite.
Your favorite, yep, exactly. Oh, so
yeah, this is one of the ones that really ticked me off when I saw it. I'm like, this is again, this when we started watching anime when as I was growing up, you know, this probably wasn't in the top 3 because it started, and we talked about this. I don't know if we talked about the top 3 in one of our episodes, or it was just one of our conversations. The biggest thing was that this anime started, I think, in the late 80s
mm-hmm.
and early 90s. So by the time that people start talking of 3 or the main 3, this anime was already like this was already an ongoing anime, and it is one of the, to me it definitely is one of the quintessential animes. Hell, man, I was watching. I'm at the pulga now. What I'm doing is I'm playing Dragon Ball Z episodes and Dragon Ball Z movies, while I'm sitting there or while I'm waiting for people to come by, and I was remembering how much fun I have watching Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. So there's few. So yeah, there's different criteria for considering what is best, and IGN did make a point like, did it leave its mark in the culture? Did we like it and stuff like that? But to put Dragon Ball Z, it's so low.
So low.
Like,
Yeah,
love it or hate it, you cannot deny the fact, the cultural impact that Dragon Ball Z has made. Like, make fun of the filler, how fights take 20 episodes for Goku to do a spirit bomb, all that bullshit. Like, yeah, okay, it has its off moments, but I don't think any other anime has left its mark on the world like Dragon Ball Z did. There's some that come close or might have done more, like Pokemon comes to mind. Like, that's I mean, it's hard to think of anything that has impacted the world. You know,
the world. That's what I was gonna say. To me right now, what as you're talking now, well, as you're talking, I'm like, what other anime can you say that a state, a city in Mexico, embraced it so much that they had viewings at the town square?
Mm-hmm. It's an icon. Dragon Ball Z is iconic.
Yeah.
And to put it at number 23 is just, it's insulting.
Yeah,
it's insulting.
Yeah,
like,
even to me, you keep making fun of me saying that I hate Dragon Ball Z and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's insulting that it's at number 23.
Yeah, top, like, I don't know, like, I wouldn't put it on a personal list of top 10, but if I was to make an unbiased list of like quality and cultural impact, it would be top 10. Like,
yeah, it should be top
10. It would be top 10. I think on my personal list, maybe top 15. I don't know, it might be top 10. I really love Dragon Ball Z. I do. I love the games that come from it. Shit. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, God damn, I love Dragon Ball Z.
I would say for me probably number 12.
Number 12.
Yeah.
See, and this is from a guy who hates Dragon Ball Z. Oh man. All right, let's go to number 22.
All right.
Some of our younger audience would appreciate this one. My Hero Academia. So, love the manga, one of my favorite manga. Love the spin-off Vigilantes, which ended unfortunately. Great ending. I loved it. I hope it gets an anime adaptation. I mean, My Hero's been fucking good. Like, I'm okay with it being on the list. I personally, I'm okay with it.
I haven't watched it. I've watched maybe 10 episodes
Mm-hmm.
really, but with the I understand the impact it's having on anime now,
Mm-hmm.
and it right now it is the show one of the shonen to watch.
Yes.
So I understand why it's there, and as we're talking all time, yeah, I guess 22 is not a bad spot for it.
It's not. I think it's a fair spot for it. I feel it could be a little higher if there weren't so many of similar style that also made the list. And out of all of them, I think My Hero does stand out more than some of the others, but not as much as some of the ones. No, I'll take it back. There are some that's coming up that rightfully can take its spot, but like I said, for something more modern from the last 10 years and the impact it's had, it's, I mean, I think aside from Dragon Ball, wasn't My Hero the next big one that had theatrical releases here? And we've been seeing more because of it, I believe.
Yeah, we've
It
seen
paved Dragon Ball and My Hero essentially were paved the way for the 2000s for theatrical releases for anime movies. So you can't deny the impact My Hero has had. Plus, such a good story. Readers of the manga will be like, oh, it's getting kind of weird now. I agree. We can talk about that later. But with what's out right now and what's this next season that's about to come out, oh my god, this next season's gonna be fucking
season six.
wild. It's gonna be wild. Some
All right, so
good stuff coming up, My Hero. It does get a little weird later, but it's fair. I'm okay with this being top 25. Personally, I
yeah,
think it would be on my top 25.
I personally, since I really haven't watched it, I probably wouldn't have it on my top 25.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but it's still a good anime. All right, so what was the next one? What are we?
Next is
21.
number 21. Yes.
All right, Made in Abyss.
So there's a video game for this, right? Or is the video game
There,
based on the anime, or is the anime based on the video game?
there is the video game based on the anime. It's also on season two
Mm-hmm.
now, and it does have I think one or two movies.
Oh, okay. So I've seen clips of this. It looks nice. I mean, the game looks fun. The anime looks good. I personally have no opinion on this. I haven't watched it. Haven't really read about it, so I don't know if it does deserve to be top 25.
I love the anime.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched the first season. I this season of anime I haven't kept up much because I've been real busy with work, so I'd really have just this last like 2 weeks I've been trying to catch up on different animes. Uh, but this is one of my favorites. This is basically it's very cute, but this is what our friend Bid would call the happy anime.
Oh, is it? Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It is very heavy on the feels.
Okay. Okay.
Character. You see how cute those characters look?
Yeah. Yeah. Should have known
There's
that's
been
misleading.
more than one time where they've been close to dying, and like you see them full of blood and everything. Just
Oh no.
this cutesy anime involving them, like having broken arms. The whole point of it is, if I'm remembering correctly, is the uh, the reason it's called it's made in abyss is because there's a city. They live in a city surrounding basically an abyss, a big hole where they go down, and just like when you dive and you go down, the further you go down, the more pressure, the more atmosphere pressure you feel,
Mm.
and you can get the vents when you come back up. Well, same thing. The further down they go, the more the environment is basically putting pressure on them, and they can, depending on their level, if they go too far down,
Mm.
they can pretty much die because of the pressure.
Damn.
And something similar happens, and it's a really good watch. It's one that I would recommend. I don't know if I would put that in the top 25 though of an anime of all time.
Hmm.
It's a really good anime,
Yeah.
but personally, I wouldn't put it in top 50. Yes, top 25. I don't. No.
All right. So next, number 20, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and they made sure to specify the entire series. So
And that's where like I was saying, even JoJo fans know that whenever they talk about JoJo,
hmm.
they always say, "Hey, watch series or watch season 1, season 2, season." They they tell you which seasons to watch and which ones you should avoid
Hmm.
because there are seasons that they in their opinion they're not the best.
Hmm.
Like I understand JoJo is definitely it is one of those animes that has left its mark.
Yeah.
It definitely the IGN's criteria definitely it fits IGN's criteria. I don't know if the full series should fit the criteria, but it does fit.
I've watched one of the seasons, half awake, so I really don't have much personal opinion on JoJo. I agree though with the cultural impact. I feel
JoJo poses.
yeah, the JoJo. I mean,
JoJo poses.
it's all over TikTok, um, and I see it mentioned so much. I'm like, it has to be, it has to be that good if it's being mentioned so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if it would make my top 25 list, just honestly because I haven't watched it, but I am okay with it being on a top 25 list
Yeah.
because I know the impact it's had.
Mm-hmm.
Number 19. Some people are gonna be salty about this. Naruto Shippuden
Yeah.
at number 19. You put a
One
big
of the top
three,
three.
one of the
Well,
big three.
well, eh, the original Naruto was the big three. I don't know about Shippuden being on
You
being
know
a big.
what? You're right. It says Shippuden.
Yeah.
Well, the way IGN the long running Naruto series has been referred to as one of the big three anime because of its wild popularity around the world and for good reason. Um, it's full of action-packed fight sequences, hilariously fun moments, and dramatic scenes that pull at your heartstrings. And okay, so yeah, okay, so it's not as a whole because then it says in Naruto Shippuden, the story takes a darker, more serious tone as the characters are now older and facing more daunting challenges from the shadows as themselves. So I don't know. Do people not consider Naruto as a whole, not Boruto, but Naruto Shippuden together as big three? I guess not, since they're not.
Well,
They're specifying. Yeah.
yeah, they're uh they're classifying it as separate from Naruto.
Mm.
And I do feel that Shippuden is def. I would say it would be like a second core of Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
Like Naruto was the is the original, and then Shippuden does follow it. So yeah,
Personally, I would put them together. I'm not that huge of a Naruto fan to like see why you would separate in the category. I can understand why.
yeah.
The shift tone. I mean, I watched Naruto. I watched a little bit of Shippuden. I read all of it, so that I
Okay.
finished it. And I mean, Rock Lee is one of my favorite characters of all time. I love the earlier Naruto games. Um, but no, it whether they pick Shippuden or the the original series or it together, either
But again,
way, it does deserve top
it,
25 spot. But
it does deserve top 25, but 19, I don't think that's where it should
number
be.
19,
Again, even they said it's one of the big three.
yep, you like
When
it
you're
like don't like yeah, I understand. Don't put it top. Maybe not top 5 if you don't love it. Um,
but top 10.
top, yeah, it popularity, cultural impact, and it does have some damn good animation at times. Other times it's a little spotty, but some of its fights are
If I were to say anime running, what's the first thing that pops into your mind?
When you say anime running? Oh,
Yeah.
anime running. Oh, okay. I thought like lengthwise. No, yeah. The Naruto run.
Exactly.
Plus, it's on Fortnite. Come on. You're gonna put something that's on Fortnite, not on top 10. Come on. Like, we're not talking personal favorites. We're talking best.
Of all
And
time.
and this, I would say top 15, because there are some that are. Because you could also argue, well, it's not as popular, but it should be because of its quality and animation. It just hasn't found its footing yet. Because you have that with some movies that did horrible at the box office, but then found a cult following, and it's mentioned all over, like it Easter eggs and other movies and other stuff. That's a whole other thing. Poor
Yeah.
Naruto, deserves better. Um, deserves better. Number 18,
Death Note.
Death Note. So did I finally watched Death Note for the first time? I think 2 or 3 years ago. I can see why people obsess over it. I personally wouldn't put it top 10. I think 18 is a fair spot for Death Note. I feel like it is how I've seen it being an example of a more modern anime. More modern, not from our Toonami Adult Swim days, but from because it's on Netflix. You can watch it on there, and everybody has Netflix. It's one of those animes that's helped make anime a normalized thing in today's society. Like
Yeah.
it is an intro anime for a lot of people who aren't used to anime, and I applaud it for that. So I think 18 is it's a fair spot personally. Hello everyone, Sugoi Kuma here. So unfortunately, we have about an hour and a half of unusable footage and audio. Um, so the day we recorded, we stopped right around where this footage stops, and then we picked up again on this past Thursday, a day after our recording day. Stuff happened, so we moved it a day. We decided, hey, let's finish the video, and we did. We recorded probably another, I think total about 2.5 hours of footage and audio, and unfortunately, we didn't go through our normal checks. And yeah, Aniki's audio was pretty much non-existent. We keep saying we're gonna record separate audio. We keep saying we're gonna do checks at the beginning, but then we just get so excited to record, we just jump right into it. And unfortunately, we are left with mess ups like this. You know, it sucks. It really sucks. The time of recording, I haven't even told Aniki. Um, yeah, no, it sucks. We love doing this, and then when we don't start properly, go through our checklist, checking audio levels and all that. Unfortunately, this is what happens, and it's unfair to y'all. The few fans we might have miss out on stuff. It sucks. So I decided to record this. We do have about 30 minutes, I believe, of usable footage that y'all just watched / listened to. Looking at my timestamp, 25 minutes or so, 30 minutes. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, it's a bummer. It is a bummer. All I'll say is go check out IGN's List. We did finish it all. We went through the. I feel like we had great points for the top 10 and all that. We go episode 2 of our podcast. Go check that out. That's where we go over our top 5 anime of all time, our personal list. I think earlier in this episode, well, the first recording, we mentioned top 10 is what we did. It was actually top 5. In the second recording, I did in between recordings, I did go and find that out. So that was part of clarification in part 2. Sorry, had to pause the recording for a bit. Where was I? Again, we apologize. I apologize. I'm the one who records, the one who handles a lot of everything. And we should have been on top of it, and we weren't. I love recording these. We don't want to stop. We'll do better. We'll do better. Things just have been tough, you know. I think we were really hitting our stride, and then July unfortunately happened. My father passed away, and well, that was a long hiatus, and just been trying to get things back to normal. Part of it's this podcast, so I promise. I promise I'll do my best for this next episode. They'll come out in 2 weeks. We will release an episode. This one was going to be a two-parter, so we were hoping to have like a little backlog, so we could for like the off weeks that are coming up. We'll do better. You know, I know we have a lot of people, a lot of friends and family, and a few fans that are rooting for us, and our goal is to make y'all smile, make y'all laugh. Fortunately, can't do that when we continue to mess up like this, but hopefully you will continue to listen, watch on whatever platforms you choose. You'll get a more energetic Sugoi in the next episode, I promise. For now, make sure to check our socials. They'll be in the links in the description. Our link trees will be there. Just search Grumpy Beers Pod on all platforms. Mainly Instagram. The follows there. Aniki, his socials are there. He'll tell you to go check out his Instagram. Aniki's Otaku no Sekai. He's pretty active on TikTok as well now. Posts all his new merch. So check him out there. I just post barbecue, and that's about it on my personal page. I'll wrap this up. Thank y'all again. We love y'all. Please like, share, follow, and all that good stuff. Until next time.